Blog Talk Radio.
What time is it?
WH Radio.
Welcome back, ladies, gentlemen, children of all ages. You are listening to WrestlingHeads Radio. I am Skits, and I'm here with my co-hosts, Mr. Oscar and Tom. What is going on?
What's going on?
Yeah, what's going on? What's going on? I just felt like I watched Jerry Springer today.
You know, I'm gonna jump into it. You just said Jerry Springer. We actually were watching Jerry Lawler instead of Jerry Springer. The whole Brie Bella, Nikki Bella, little segment there wasn't that bad. Props to fucking Nikki Bella. She's really making herself look like a bitch, and she's making people hate her. So that's basically her job, and she is the natural heel out of the two. So, like I said a while back with you, Oscar, I was looking forward to this feud. It's going to keep both these chicks out of the divas scene. We won't have to see them or whatever. They can, and it can also lead up to a feud with Daniel Bryan and John Cena, because I think Daniel Bryan's name was brought up. And
yeah, I'll wait to get my 2 cents and keep going. And
I don't know, just for some reason, I still think their feud's going to lead into those two having a rematch, and maybe for the title. I don't know. It's just me praying or maybe hoping, but I don't know. I don't know.
I could see something like that, what you just said, but I don't see a heel turn from John Cena. I could see like a match going on between the two down the road whenever Daniel Bryan's back. It's funny, there was reports that Daniel Bryan's being advertised in November, and they're saying maybe he'll be back at that time. So we'll see. Who knows? But like I said, I don't see no heel turn. I don't see no Nikki John Cena heel relationship type storyline we're going to see down. I don't see that happening. I could see something like, there was a misunderstanding. John Cena didn't want to wrestle Daniel Bryan, but it's something like that I could see. But I'm saying Daniel Bryan's going to turn heel, but I could see something like that going on. But back to Nikki and Brie's segment. I swear to God, it was like watching either a Steve Wilkos, Jerry Springer, or
who watches Steve? Who watches Steve, bro? Who the fuck watches Steve? I'm just playing. Go ahead.
I used to when I used to work. Where I worked at and had a break room. They always put the Steve Wilkos show, so I used to watch it every day. Yeah, but anyways, but at least his was more realistic than Jerry Springer. I'll tell you that. But like I said, it was kind of like watching us or Maury, but instead of saying who's the father and all this shit. But like I said, it was just so familiar to those kind of shows. And in the end, when Nikki attacked Brie, there was a Jerry chat, and I tweeted, there was a great time for the fans to chant Jerry at that time. So, that's basically what's a funny segment. So, to me, it was funny.
Only in fucking California, there's a fucking chance of fucking Jerry shit, right?
Yeah, Anaheim, California. It took, just 40 minutes where I'm at, and too bad I couldn't go to the show. So sometimes I wish I went to the show tonight.
Yeah. I'm a little bit indifferent than you two. I hated this segment tonight. I thought, first of all, the Bella Twins have to be the worst actresses on the WWE roster right now. And I say that with complete honesty and truthfulness. I think Eva Marie sucks in the ring, we know that, but at least Eva Marie comes off as a better actress than these two. And Eva Marie has been in the WWE for less than a year. You know, these two have been in the WWE, you know, for over 5 years, I think longer. So you would think by now they would be getting a little bit better, but that's not the case. Nikki had some very cringeful comments tonight, like, I wish you died in the womb, and, like, all this stuff, and, you know, Bree's not even getting angry, she's crying, and it's just to a point where I don't care about this feud already. Like, I don't care about a Bella versus Bella feud. I thought we've seen a Bella versus Bella feud before in the past.
I don't
know. It actually did happen before. I remembered they won. It was for a stupid tag team feud between I want to say Epical, not Epical. I mean Carlito and Primo teamed up against the Miz and John Morris. I think that was what the feud was. One of them side with one tag team, the other side. One Bella side, the other tag team. It was something like that. It didn't last too long, just put it that way. And they did have a match for once. I want to say it was on SmackDown or something like that.
See, that's the thing. They tried to do this feud before in the past, but nobody gave a shit. Nobody gave
you know what? That's actually before they you know, got boobs and, you know, I don't know. Now they actually look good.
Before anybody actually, like I said, cared about them. Anyway, I thought this whole thing was just, I hated this segment, and it just added to my overall feelings of Raw, which I'm getting more into as we get more into the show. But
Tom, you can't disagree on this one. They both were looking ball.
I mean, if you're being honest, Nikki, not really.
Nikki or Brie? Which one are you taking home tomorrow, bro?
But then I have to look at their faces, and their faces look like Brock Lesnar, like, punched them in the face for like a year straight.
Tripping, bro.
That's what it looks like.
Oh man.
You know what would have made this segment 1,000 times better is if Brock Lesnar just came out and just started German suplexing them. That's what would have made this better.
Okay, Tom, I want to go back. You said that both are the worst actresses. I agree with you with Brie. I mean, you can go back to the time when she was with Daniel Bryan and the whole Kane thing, chasing after her and all that shit. I agree with you there. But what do you see with Nikki, her being bad? I mean, when she did her mic skills today, what mentioned about the wound and all that.
You know, one thing that you guys didn't mention, I mean, that's probably funny. Jerry Lawler coming behind Nikki, doggy style.
Yes, and everybody knows about Jerry Lawler's history and all that. He's a perverted thing, and people ought to take a picture of that. And there's another time when he looked at Paige's ass, I guess, whatever. So.
Real quick, we have somebody that's going to join us. I think we have Mr. Matthew Grant from the Weekly Wrestling Podcast here.
Whoa.
How you doing, sir?
What's going on? It seems like this is going to be a regular theme, fellas.
Yeah.
You know it.
Welcome back. Welcome back, man.
Thank you very much.
We were just watching Raw. Let's go ahead and start up from the beginning, from the whole get-go. So we won't have to talk about the whole Bella shit later on. We basically have Rusev and Jack Swagger open up again. I think this is the last of their match. It's looking like this probably had to be the best match that I think they put on, you know, since they had their feud, which was probably one of the best feuds that the WWE has had this summer. Of course, they did not let Swagger go over, and Rusev got the win. And I'm going to get to it in a minute, who Swagger looks like he's about to feud in a minute. But as soon as Rusev got the W, who came down, Tom?
Mr. Bo Dallas.
It was actually in the back.
Oh, in the back. That's right. But it looks, because as we know, last week, Bo Dallas came out and told Jack Swagger that he disappointed our country. So now Jack Swagger was in the back, and he told Jack Swagger, you disappointed us again, but it's okay. as long as you just believe. So it looks like it's going to be a Jack Swagger Bo Dallas feud, which I think could be interesting, but I feel like, I don't know if you guys feel the same way. It's like people are going to stop caring about Jack Swagger in this feud, and they're going to, like, cheer for Bo Dallas because they don't care about Swagger anymore.
I kind of feel bad for Swag because it looked like Swagger was actually getting, you know, some cheers with the fans, too. You know, he was actually getting over as a face. And
Yeah,
I agree with Tom.
People said he was getting so over. There were reports that were coming in from different podcasts, and one of the most notable ones I found was from an elementary school teacher who said that when Jack Swagger started doing this whole thing against Rusev, the kids weren't talking about John Cena, like the kids that like wrestling weren't talking about John Cena. They were talking about how Jack Swagger is like their favorite and how they want to see Jack Swagger beat Rusev. So everybody was cheering for Jack Swagger, and now it's just kind of like he's going to be put on the back burner.
And also, let's not forget it, Zeb Coulter disappeared out of nowhere. What's next for Zeb?
I don't know. I don't know how much managing he can do. I think he might stick to doing some backstage stuff, which it should be for good because, you know, Zeb Coulter has a great wrestling mind. You know, he's not like a person that's stuck in a certain era or he has, you know, these outdated ideas or whatever the other criticisms of other bookers are. He knows this business. He knows what it means to be in today's business, and I think WWE could benefit from having a guy like him backstage.
Yeah, definitely. So how are you feeling the whole Swagger Dallas feud, Oscar?
Something different, something new. I agree with Tom there. It's was it you or Tom that just said that? Maybe, you know what? Maybe it was you, Skits, that said that when people are going to stop cheering for Swagger and they're going to be more cheering for Bo, I could see that happening. And it kind of makes sense in a way how you see Bo Dallas right now kind of reminds me of Chris Jericho's WCW character in a way, because if you guys remember, there's so similarity. There was times where the crowd would chant Jericho, you you suck, and he'll say, "Oh, you guys don't mean that," you know. Just like how Bo Dallas, he lost, like how he loses, he's like, "Oh, I try to get the ropes. I didn't really tap out. I try to get the ropes." It's just so familiar. It just reminds me in a way. But then back to this feud, it's something different. It's really, really different. You don't have to see a continuation between Swagger and Rusev. You can have Rusev do other things, and same with Bo. It seems like he was doing a little thing with R-Truth. Now you could get that out of the way and have really a paper like a feud that leads to a pay-per-view. So I'm feeling it. I really am feeling it. And like I said, as soon as it's over, I feel like Bo is gonna he'll get another big feud, maybe someone like Sheamus or something like that. So see what happens.
Yeah, definitely, man. What about you, Matt?
The Bo Dallas character is very interesting to me right now. I thought they were going to give up on it, but apparently Vince McMahon believes.
Yeah, man. Bo Dallas, I don't know. Me, myself, I'm still trying to get used to him. I mean, he was okay in NXT, but I guess they're trying to try something different on the main roster. And I got to give it to him with that pen, because I'm a dude that's going to start collecting pens. And it's not better than a WH1, that's what I'd say. But
like we were talking about in the party on Xbox during the show, just if he starts putting that on his opponents after he defeats him, that'll be the end of it for me.
Hey, like the $1 Million Man, put money in your mouth?
Oh, God.
That'd be awesome.
Bo Dallas, Swagger feud, ladies and gentlemen. Give us a call and let us know what do you think about the whole Swagger Feud. Or you can tweet us at WrestlingHeads. That's 760-454-1107. Should we move on, gentlemen? I got my fucking phone going off because, yes, gentlemen, I will be in the middle of a live in NFL draft while I am here doing a podcast.
Don't you know about football?
I need to set my shit straight.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's move on.
I just want to quickly mention before we move on, I don't know how you guys felt about the opening segment, with Shawn Michaels, Ric Flair, and Hulk Hogan, the Hall of Fame panel, or whatever Michael Cole was calling it, and then they were talking about the whole John Cena, Brock Lesnar thing, and, HBK was saying that, nobody comes back from a beating like this, and then Hulk Hogan, of course, had to come back and say, well, brother, John Cena is no ordinary person. He can do it, brother.
It seemed boring to me,
and
to be honest.
Yeah.
I wasn't feeling nothing.
And then Ric Flair,
I guess they hyped it up for no reason,
Flair.
just because they're like names,
You know what? To me, it's just that it seems like it's something we've seen before with one person. That's the last time John Cena and Brock Lesnar feud. You guys remember? Let's go back. Remember when Edge came out and tried to fire up John Cena? Like, where's this John Cena at? Where's the John Cena I went through hell with? Where's this John Cena at? Does Brock Lesnar care about this? Yeah, something like that. But this time with 3 Hall of Famers doubting him and then making him.
Hogan wasn't down him.
Hogan
No.
Hogan
was right as nuts.
I know, but then with Shawn Michaels and Ric Flair doubting him, it's trying to make it say, oh, John Cena, this is firing up John Cena, So that's basically what it is. So if you go back to 2 years ago when Brock and Cena had that feud, Edge fired him up. Now with the whole doubting between Ric Flair and Shawn Michaels, that's gonna fire him up. So see what happens. It's just something like we've seen before.
Everybody ready for John Cena to become a 16-time champion?
No.
Oh my God!
I'm
hoping. I'm praying to the wrestling gods up above that Cena does not win. If Cena wins, I can't even describe in certain vocabulary what I would be feeling. Pissed wouldn't describe it. Angry wouldn't describe it. Frustrated wouldn't describe it. I don't know. And it just seems like they're building toward that, that Cena's going to, he's still backed against a wall, and then he's going to, somehow beat Brock Lesnar, but that shouldn't be the case. Obviously.
Quick question for you then, Tom. I know this is like probably out of the blue. Who would you rather see the WWE champion? You had to pick one of these two. Roman Reigns, or fucking John Cena.
If I had to pick right now, I'd pick Roman Reigns. Yes, he's a little too green. Yes, he's a little bit too new. But I would rather see something new than seeing something I have been seeing for the past 8 years in wrestling. I'd rather see new and different, even though it might not be the best, than see something that's old and stale.
You know what, Tom? I see that coming. I really see that. I really do see that coming. Look, if it weren't for Daniel Bryan's injury, John Cena he would have been champion right now. He probably would have been champion the rest of this year. The whole freaking 2014, he probably would never have been WWE champion. He would never have been WWE champion if it weren't for that Daniel Bryan injury. You know what? That's why I laugh at all these fucking tweets and shit. All these fans like, oh, John Cena's champion. Yeah. But then I was thinking, who will you give the title to? Like, think about it. Who will you give the title to?
The problem with the WWE is that they have not figured out by some weird margin that they don't know how to build up guys. They focus on 2 or 3 guys in the main event scene, and then they just treat everybody else like it's nothing. They don't properly.
They kind of kicked Orton out of it. Orton still hasn't got his rematch. That was a joke. I don't want to see him get a rematch, but It is true though. The guy hasn't got his rematch. I'd rather see Randy Orton as champ than John Cena, to be honest with you.
I would rather see that too, even though Randy Orton's, a 10-time world champion. You know, he is getting up there in a lot of title reigns, but like I said, Brock Lesnar needs to win, without a doubt. He needs to win. WWE has something that they haven't had in a long time, and a truly monster heel that is just completely dominant, and you need to build up guys just so they can, get a shot at Brock.
Yeah.
You have to be able to build up guys, through a
that
tournament.
Means somebody's got to be ready after Cena. If Brock gets the win, somebody's got to be ready.
Yeah, because you know what? I'm starting to think all these advertising of Daniel Bryan. Can Daniel Bryan be the next feud to go after Brock Lesnar? If Brock Lesnar does beat Cena.
I mean, he's about to have Tommy John surgery, so I don't see him come back anytime soon.
Yeah, they haven't gone with Tommy John surgery just yet. They're still seeing if he needs to do it. So he might not need to do it. He might just have to keep, rehabbing and seeing, if it's taking a little bit longer for the nerves in the arm. Yeah, sorry.
I do got some good news though.
They're gonna come back. But one idea that somebody threw around on I forget where it was. It might have been on Twitter. Is Batista coming back?
Fuck no. I think Matt has been talking about that shit for a while.
Yeah, I'm afraid of that happening.
Matt actually thought
I wouldn't mind that.
Was going to come back right after SummerSlam.
I actually thought, I think you guys mentioned that last week, like, after Cena, who would go after Brock Lesnar, and we were, like, discussing, okay, who could it be? And I said maybe, I was afraid that maybe it's going to be Batista. So it wouldn't surprise me at all to be Batista. We will see a Batista-Brock Lesnar feud. And I know it's not going to be a 5-star match, but that could be a possibility happening. And it would be so nice if Brock Lesnar does destroy him. That would be nice.
Yeah. But I wouldn't mind seeing a Batista-Brock Lesnar match just because, it would be something...
We haven't seen that
we really haven't seen.
Yeah.
And I think Batista, when he comes back, he's not going to be Batista anymore. With the whole success of Guardians of the Galaxy, I think people are going to welcome him back better than when he first came back at the Royal Rumble. But that's something I could see, and it would be a way to just keep Brock champion until whenever they decide to take the belt off of him. It just keeps feuds going.
I still see Batista still getting booed, bro. I don't see any changes at all.
I don't think so. I think people, toward the end of his run before he left to start promoting his movie, people kind of started changing their opinion about him, including myself. I think everybody didn't like when he came back. Nobody really liked that he was taking Daniel Bryan's spot. And, Batista was thrown into a tough situation. You can't blame Batista for WWE being, moronic in their booking. But
yeah, you know what, Tom? I was going to say that too. Like, to me, it wasn't really Batista's fault that he got booed. To be honest with you, it's just that the fans did not want to see Batista go into WrestleMania and walk out with the WWE World Champion. They don't want to see that. They want to see Daniel Bryan does it. And so the fans did something. They booed the shit out of him. So,
and, Batista, he ran with the blows. He lost to Daniel. He got pinned by Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania 30.
Yeah.
Randy Orton didn't get pinned by him. He, lost to the Shield. People put out these reports that Batista, didn't want to put Daniel Bryan over or put any of the Shield over. And it's like, well, what did he do? He put them both over.
He probably was forced to.
Yeah. And another thing, if even if Batista came back tonight, all right, then what's the reason fans are gonna boo him for? He's not gonna. There's no Daniel Bryan. He's not taking no one's spot. So
I mean, me myself, I still see boos. I don't know about you, Matt. I still see boos. I don't see nobody.
The reason why you still see boos is because you hate the guy.
And there's a lot of people that don't like Batista. I'm not the only one. If you got fans at your development,
but
shows,
if you remember,
hold on, let me talk.
Like I said,
let me talk.
Go ahead, talk. Hurry up.
If you got people at your development show saying better than Batista, I mean that means people don't really care for Batista. Nobody cares about Batista.
Well, yeah.
2014. Nobody cares about Batista.
Before Batista left, he went to NXT, and he went in front of that crowd, and he acknowledged that. He was like, all right, let's get the chants out of the way. Batista, better than Batista. And then by the end of the night, the crowd was loving him. So
yeah, you know what? I heard that too. Yeah, I heard that too. And you know what? I'm not calling the fans hypocrite, but I heard he had a pop when he came out in that NXT taping. So I'm telling you, it's not because people hate him. It's just that they did not like the decision the WWE was going for when he came back. That he comes out of nowhere and he gets a title shot. That's pretty much bullshit. So, he was gone for like, 4 years.
He's still going to be coming out of nowhere, and he's going to get a title shot.
The difference is that the fans were upset that they were going to put a guy who has not been around for 4 years, and you're going to put him in a WrestleMania spot, but you're not going to give it to a guy who's been there for a while, and you're a guy named Daniel Bryan, and you're not going to give him the spot. I think that's why the fans were.
You know what, guys? I'm not going to argue about this. I'm not a Batista fan. You guys like Batista. Let's just move on.
Well, I'm not saying I like Batista.
Let's talk about somebody more important. Let's talk about Cesaro, who got fucking number one contender. He won today, going against Rob Van Dam. He's now the number one contender for the U.S. title, which is finally. I know we were talking earlier, hoping, that he didn't get buried against Rob Van Dam, who was supposed to disappear last week. So whoever's coming up with these sources talking about, this is his last SmackDown, and he shows up on Monday. Yeah. I don't know what to say about that one, but definitely looking forward to the Cesaro Sheamus match. They have great chemistry together. And hopefully, we see Cesaro carry that U.S. title once again.
You know what, Skits? The scary I read like last week about a report that I think I might have posted on the wrestling website that it looks like Cesaro ain't gonna walk out with that title. It seems like Sheamus is gonna continue on and then give it to. I'm not giving.
The feud hasn't even started. The match hasn't even started. It hasn't even started, and you're already going up the dirt sheets.
No, I posted on the WrestlingHeads website, and
I know what you're talking about, the Bray Wyatt thing.
Yeah.
Let's not go up the dirt sheets already. The dirt sheets are always right, so.
Well, it's being advertised for other future shows, so.
Just because they're advertising house shows doesn't mean it's going to happen on TV. But.
Can I say one thing? I just want to say one thing. Can WWE please change Cesaro's theme? I wrote this on Twitter. That theme
I saw that tweet.
Absolutely god-awful. I don't know what they're trying to do. Are they trying to, put heat on him like they did to the right to censor? Because that's not the way to do it. Having him with an annoying-ass theme isn't going to put heat on him as a heel. And if they plan on ever changing him, they better change that theme.
It's funny. My uncle heard his theme song for the first time. He actually thought it was Scott Steiner.
Yeah.
Because the siren and shit. He's like, what? Scott Steiner's coming back?
But
anyways, yeah.
What's your guys' thoughts on Cesaro finally, getting that break and finally, getting back in, I guess, the mid-card title scene?
I don't know if it was a break, but it's something we just saw a few months ago. He had a feud with Sheamus when he was Paul Heyman, and now they're doing it again. So are we going to see another Cesaro failure, you could say? Like, he goes against Sheamus, and Sheamus beats him again? So, I don't know. I'm not really too high on it, to be honest with you, because over and over we see Cesaro fail and fail, which is not his fault. But I don't know. I don't want to get too excited about it. Like, okay, he might get a title run, but at the same time, even though he wins the title, will they freaking do what he did in his last run? You know, he basically didn't have a great title run, to be honest with you. And I like Cesaro, but I don't know. I'm not feeling it.
Wow.
Yeah, I think it's okay. You know, as long as they're keeping him somewhat relevant. Obviously, I would like to see him be doing more on the card, but, you know, if he's, you know, in the title contention with Sheamus, who's still, you know, one of the most popular guys, I guess, in the WWE, I guess it's okay. I just feel that, you know, soon enough they need to start building him back up, because the fans were getting behind him. They need to, you know, bring back that swing that, you know, because the fans were getting behind that. They need to show off his strength, and eventually they just need to turn him face, because the crowd was loving him right after WrestleMania and even into WrestleMania. And then WWE completely squashed his momentum.
What about you, Matt?
Interesting scenario in that whole situation. I don't know how to feel about him. They've dropped the ball and turned him off and on so many times. I just don't know what to do with Cesaro at this point. He was a Paul Heyman guy, then he wasn't a Paul Heyman guy, then he's somewhat a Paul Heyman guy. What do you do with Cesaro at this point?
That's something that, you know, I'm pretty sure all of us want to know, you know. So I don't know. I'm hoping he turns it around and maybe, you know, get a chance to hold the U.S. title or something.
Hopefully.
What else we got, gentlemen? Paige and Natalya tonight. Actually, I thought they were actually going to have a good match, but it ended like, what, I don't know how many minutes, but Paige got the win this week. And, of course, AJ comes down to cut a little small promo and basically plays mind games with Paige, as Paige played the mind games with her, gave her a hug. Looked like they were going to kiss. I was hoping for it. But,
Yes, you're such a pervert.
Not a pervert.
You're such a Jerry Lawler.
Hey, whatever. I like what
Yeah, this thing is getting kind of a little bizarre in a way. You have AJ kissing her hand. I'm like, what's next? And then there's just in SummerSlam you had Paige going on top of AJ. So I'm like, what the hell they're doing here? They're trying to tease us or something. But hey, and I'm not trying to say they're bringing back HLA. So if you guys remember HLA, thank you, Eric Bischoff. But yeah, it's just funny to me. I mean, it's just getting much bizarre every week between the whole Paige and AJ ever since the SummerSlam thing ended. So it's getting bizarre.
Yeah, it's definitely a bizarre feud, to say the least. You know, hopefully, because it looks like they're going to give them a rematch, you know, at Night of Champions, hopefully they give them some time, actually, on that show. You know, 10-plus minutes. You know, don't put them out there for 4 minutes. You know, these two can go out there for, you know, 10-plus minutes and put on a hell of a match and, you know, really, you know, make it a big-time feud feel, because, you know, on SummerSlam, I think they went just under 5 minutes, but they gave Stephanie and Brie, I don't even know how many minutes. It was, I think, close to 15 for that whole match. And it just seems like, you know, the main focus, you know, for the Divas division hasn't been the Divas title. It's been something else. So, you know, it's been a good feud, though, and I'm sure this isn't, you know, the last time we'll see them feuding. But, you know, soon enough, they're going to need to start building up some more divas to, go against either Paige or AJ.
Yeah, and you know what's funny, Tom? I think you mentioned earlier in the show about how both, I think it was, I don't know, probably was you, Tom, that mentioned that both Dallas is not the same guy from NXT. I feel the same with Paige. She's not the same person we remember her in NXT where she was the anti-diva. She's not the anti-diva that we all wanted to see after she turned heel. She's almost like another mind girl, another AJ, like to play mind girl.
I mean, right now, this is like the beginning of her, I would say. I mean, once probably she's done with AJ, I'm pretty sure she'll really like go full heel. She's not even all the way heel yet. She's heel, but not all the way. You know what I mean? She's like a tweener type of chick right now to me.
I don't know where you can tweet her from, but I feel like she's a heel, but it's not the same Paige.
I haven't seen her do nothing really heel except for like mess with AJ. And then,
well, she threw AJ off the stage. That's not heel.
That's heel.
Well, I mean that stage is like a foot high.
Yeah.
I mean, if someone threw me off that, I think maybe I'd scrape my knee. Maybe.
Yeah.
But I've seen other girls that are not even that great do more heel shit than fucking Paige.
And maybe there you go, because remember how a few weeks ago we were discussing that about Charlotte coming in the main roster, and I was afraid that if they do that now, they'll do something like Emma from her, but then maybe now there's a reason why you can bring Charlotte in to go against that next person, either AJ or Paige.
Yeah. Definitely. Also, ladies and gentlemen, on the Raw tonight, we had Stardust and Goldust go against the Usos. Brothers versus brothers. I'm going to go and let Oscar go ahead.
Yeah, they had a little tag match, and then, quote unquote, one of the Usos hurt their knee and could not make it back on time from the count out. So Goldust and Stardust won the tag team titles. I mean, not one tag team, they won the match, but they did not win the tag team titles due to the count out. So then Goldust claimed that one of the Usos was faking injury, and then you know, he was claiming he was faking it, and you know, for they don't win the tag titles. So then Goldust, he wanted a rematch, and one of the Usos telling him the Usos' knees hurt, whatever, and then Goldust and Stardust started attacking them. So I'm guessing, was this a heel turn from both teams? And it was funny that my uncle mentioned this, and he made a point that made this a great point. The WWE's main roster tag team division does not have that much heel tag teams. So outside the Wyatts, who else you got? So there you go, Stardust. Oh yeah, and you got right back though too, but it's just really too. You can say there's maybe too many face tag teams, but why not put in Stardust and Goldust as a heel tag team?
I like it.
Yeah. But interesting to see how if they are really turning heels, how interesting to see what is the Stardust character going to do as a heel? You know, is he supposed to continue with his cosmic key thing? It'd be very interesting.
I'm not sure, dude. I'm just waiting to see what happens with this. You know, but I did like what I saw, so just looking forward to see what happens with the whole situation.
I don't know what Tom has to say about that.
I thought it was interesting. I like the heel turn. Definitely did come a little bit out of nowhere for me. I thought either Stardust was going to win or the Usos were going to somehow retain. I really didn't see this coming, but I liked it, you know, and it was actually a little cool to see, you know, Goldust turning heel, because we haven't seen, you know, a heel Goldust in the WWE in a while. So I think it's interesting to see that. And it's funny to me that, you know, a year ago, Cody and Goldust were like two of the most over people in the company when they first started on their whole tag team run. And now, of course they've moved down the ladder a little bit, but now, they could be, resurrected as heels. So it's kind of interesting in that fact. But I liked it.
You know what?
The two shows get their butt kicked. So
you know what? You know what? I think I might have some. Maybe you could say breaking news, but I think I know what's the reason why for the heel turn. I'm reading this tweet from Ryback saying he's gonna be out for a while. Got to fix some stuff. So you don't think maybe they did this because there ain't gonna be no Ryback for a while, whatever from whatever absence Ryback is doing. Maybe that's why.
Maybe, with Ryback. With one thing about Ryback's Twitter that I've learned is don't take it too seriously. Sometimes he could be just, fucking around and being, Ryback because he's known to do that. Of course, everybody had the whole thing with Ryback. His motto is eat, sleep, tweet, delete. But,
yeah.
So he's deleted his tweets in the past because he's in his own little world when he's on Twitter. So
yeah,
take it with a grain of salt. But maybe that could be the case.
Yeah.
Matt, did you want to say something about that?
Matt, not even on?
Yeah, he's there.
Interesting scenario with that whole situation. I didn't really see it coming, like everybody else said already, but it should be interesting to see where they go forward. And that whole Ryback tweet was hilarious with the CM Punk action figure, by the way.
Yeah, fucking Ryback. He's one fucking character. Let's go ahead and move on here, because I do have some other news I want to throw out there as non-WWE related. Funniest thing I've seen all night on Raw: Dolph Ziggler versus
Oh God.
Damien Sandow dressed up as the Miz. His name was Damien Mizdow.
Man, Skits, I know about a year ago, you're all over this guy, and every week, man.
I mean, I'm not the only person. There's a lot of people who thought Damien, should be doing better shit than what he's doing now. Let's just be honest.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
It's just weird. But oh well. Then next week he's gonna be Blake. Hey, football season is gonna start next week. He's gonna be Richard Sherman. Let's go.
Sure.
Hey, WWE likes to do a little edgy stuff, apparently, with the whole comment from the Bellas tonight, so who knows?
Yeah. Why not? Why not have him come as Richard Sherman next week and run his mouth like Richard Sherman actually does?
I really don't know what the WWE gonna do with Damien. He's been in a doghouse for the longest, and I think he's enjoying it.
Yeah, he's gonna be a different character every week, so get used to it. And then next he's gonna be weird. He's gonna be one day he's gonna be Hulk Hogan. He's gonna be Eminem. Then he's gonna be Fred Durst, Limp Bizkit. Then he's gonna be Prince. Yes. Or he's gonna be Eli Manning.
He'll be your running back, Zach Stacy. Nah, but
what, you picking him for fantasy? Go for it.
I don't know. You think he's good enough to get?
Well, I'll tell you this though. As a Rams fan, he did pretty good late in the season. When he started doing really good. So I'll
yes, ladies and gentlemen, Skits is live fucking doing a show and fucking doing his fucking draft.
And another thing, our Rams quarterback is out for the year, so they're going to be running a lot. So I will say pick them.
Let's go ahead and move on. There's actually a new fucking feud on the way in the WWE, and I think we saw this coming because we saw clips on different websites. So it's looking like we have Mr. Seth Rollins and Kane in the ring, basically having a funeral, basically talking about Dean Ambrose. Talking he was a tough guy, but he's not Seth Rollins, blah blah blah. And I'm the one that killed the Shield, or I'm the one that, and then, hold on, do I have that fucking music on the soundbite? I might just play it real quick if I have it.
You have the old Shield version of it, but
Sierra Hotel, India, Echo, Lima, Delta, Shield.
And of course, Roman Reigns goes down and tries to destroy Kane and Rollins, and when he got the fucking brick and threw it at fucking Rollins, that shit looked like it really was gonna hit him. Just imagine if that shit really hit him.
Shit, he'll be dead.
By the way, it's something with your phone there, bro. Your phone is tripping.
It's just like your Skype was tripping in there. Okay.
You're back. But yeah, but it's looking like a Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns feud is definitely on the way.
I kind of felt this. No, I was gonna say I kind of felt this. They just did this just recently. They just came up with this idea because, you know what? I actually did listen to Jericho's podcast show like last week, and he did mention about these internet fans said, after I'm Night of Champions, I'm gonna disappear, and I'm not faithful to WWE. And he says, what do you think I come back for? I left the WWE. So then, when I thought of that, I was thinking, Jericho mentioned the fans think it's predictable and all this stuff. So, because we all were assuming that he's gonna continue on this feud with Bray Wyatt, now I feel like a couple of things has changed. So I thought Roman Reigns was gonna continue on Randy Orton. Now that looks like they're going to get it on him and Seth Rollins. And what we saw during Raw, it seems like, that he's going to have one of those highlight reels next week, and maybe that's where we're going to see a possible Randy Orton and Chris Jericho feud. And, I remember last week Randy Orton said, I remember when they called me the Legend Killer. There you go. So, about Seth and Roman, I like it. I mean, I don't know how long Dean Ambrose is going to be gone. I mean, who knows? Will he be gone just for a month just to film that movie? Oh well. So I don't know. We'll just see. And it's good to see this guys feud. I mean, it makes sense because there were Shield members. I can see this lasting for a while, maybe until Survivor Series. Unless that big match we have for Triple H is going to happen at Survivor Series. I know they want to have that big Roman Reigns versus Triple H match going on, but who knows? But I could see this going on. I could see Dean Ambrose come back, fighting Roman against Seth and Kane, possibly in a Hell in a Cell match. We'll have those four in who knows? But, it's going to be interesting.
Yeah. What's your thoughts on this, Tom?
I think it's interesting. I thought maybe they were going to continue the Randy Orton, Roman Reigns feud, but it looks like that's probably not going to be happening. I'm not sure what they're going to be doing with Orton, to be honest. Next Monday he's going to be on the talk show with Chris Jericho. Why can't I remember the name of it? What's the name of his talk show? Highlight Reel. I couldn't remember it for some odd reason, and they just said it on Raw. So I don't know if we're gonna get a Chris Jericho Randy Orton feud. I don't know. I don't think so. I think they're gonna continue with the Bray Wyatt Chris Jericho feud. Maybe, hopefully. But I think, the Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins feud could be good. And I think when you get somebody like Rollins in there with Reigns, it's going to make Reigns look good because, Rollins is one of the best sellers in the business. He makes guys that aren't really that good look way better than they are. He knows how to be, a ring general and kind of work around guys that aren't as experienced or maybe, like I said, aren't as fluent in the ring. So it'll probably make Reigns look good in the long run too. And then hopefully, we'll see Dean back by Hell in a Cell, and then Rollins can have a blow up to their feud inside the cell.
Yeah, hopefully we can get that match. I know we were also talking about it too, Matt. Did you want to share your opinion?
Sure, yeah, absolutely. What exactly were we talking about once again? Sorry, I just had to squeak out.
Which was the Seth Rollins Reigns feud.
Yeah, that's a very interesting thing that's going on right now. I wasn't expecting it too much. I was expecting just, to have the little eulogy or whatever they were doing for Dean Ambrose in the ring. But yeah, you had Reigns come down. I guess they're going to be doing something with Reigns and Rollins while Ambrose is out. It's going to be an interesting little story.
Yeah. I think they actually wrestled in San Diego. They had a table match.
Maybe that's a preview of things to come.
Yeah, they had a table match, and I'm not sure whose Facebook I saw it on, but Rollins got he basically got a spear to the table, so that's what happened. So you never know. Maybe they'll be feuding for a while. What's the next pay-per-view after Night of Champions? You said that's Hell in a Cell.
I would say Hell in a Cell. Yeah?
Yeah, Hell in a Cell.
Okay, Hell in a Cell. All right, I guess they're not going to keep it for a while. And I was thinking, maybe they have a table match, but you never know. On WWE, they fucking surprise us with a fucking lumberjack match, so who knows? But looking forward to another show feud here, and yeah. All I have to say, I'm sorry, I had to mention football one more time in the show. I don't understand why these guys are picking fucking kickers and fucking defense extra early, but let's continue back on the show.
Defense, I understand. Kickers, I don't know.
I think it's too early for defense, too, on this pick where we are, but let's go. It's really not that much to talk about Raw because a lot of shit, people got jobs and shit. We can talk about the John Cena Bray Wyatt match.
Yeah. There's one thing we could also mention that relates to WWE Network before we're done talking WWE stuff, but I could go back to John Cena and Bray Wyatt. It just seems like he was going to destroy Bray Wyatt, but then I guess during the commercial break, Eric and Luke, they interfered in the match, and they made it to a 6-man tag. So okay, so it's just like, all right.
If you got Mark Henry and Big Show, can't say today.
Yeah, and we all know that's what's gonna happen. John Cena and Big Show and Mark Henry are gonna rule the day, just like possibly on SmackDown this Friday when Big Show and Mark Henry once again beat Luke Harper and Eric Rowan. So I don't know. That's basically what's gonna happen.
Real quick, it's funny that I'm having a big problem with the WWE right now. Like they're like this. Seem like they just destroy the Wyatts like weekly, and I'm talking about from Bray to fucking Harper. Bray, Harper, and Eric Rowan. Like I'm like, when's the last time these guys actually been getting W's? Like they're supposed to be this monster fucking monster stable, and I'm not seeing what I was looking forward to seeing what they had going on when you remember when Daniel Bryan was feuding with Bray Wyatt. Like where is that? It's like it disappeared.
Yeah, I mean, I'm afraid that they're not going to give Bray Wyatt a match in the next pay-per-view because, like what I mentioned earlier, it seems like they just switched everything around because things were getting predictable. We all thought in the show that, we were mentioning like Bray and Chris Jericho are going to have it again, and then champions, which look like it's not going to happen. So I don't know. It just seems like maybe they just planned it over the week or last week. Hey, let's just switch this thing around, and who knows? Maybe just for this month, the Wyatts are going to job down, and hopefully with the whole Bray Wyatt, Sheamus feud is going to happen.
When's the last time the Wyatts actually won? I mean,
I was just about to say, they're jobbing for this month. Man, they've been jobbing for fucking months now.
Yeah.
Hey, Bray got that. Hey, Bray got that win from Jericho at SummerSlam. So.
Minus Bray. Bray's the head leader. He's going to get W's every now and then. But we talking about the other Wyatts. Am I the only one?
I don't know. I don't know. All I can remember, they were losing to the Usos as well.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what we're talking about, the Usos.
Yeah.
I mean, once again, it's WWE's inability to properly book people. I mean, I don't know what goes on behind those closed doors in Stamford and wherever they're going during the week, but it must be like rocket science to these guys to properly build guys up as monsters. And my God, maybe we're going to have to make some of our top faces look a little weak. Oh man, we can't do that. It is unbelievable how far all three members of the Wyatt family has fallen. I mean, Bray's still, somewhat relevant. He was, scheduled for the main event with Cena before, it turned into the six-man tag. But it is just unbelievable how fast their momentum has also been crushed as well. Like I said, right now, they should be tag team champions, not the Usos. I'm sick of seeing the Usos being as tag champs. I'm sick of hearing about the Usos. This is why people get sick of wrestlers and cheer for whoever they want, is because you do this, At one point I did kind of like the Usos, and, I liked their offense, and, they were a little cool to watch. But then, it's like every time they come out, it's like you're going to hear, Jerry Lawler and Michael Cole, we were so crazy, and we got a flying Samoan. And it's all this stuff. And, like I said, they have the shirts that look like John Cena. It's just, I'm shooting the shit, and it's not even Wednesday yet.
Shoot it. Who gives a shit?
It makes me mad how far as, especially Harper and Rowan have fallen, because, of course, Harper's one of the best in-ring guys in WWE, and Rowan's not that bad. For what place he has, he's not that bad. He can, do his part just fine. And it's like they're being treated as a joke now. That's disappointing.
Yeah. What I was hoping for is them to get the tag team titles, and if they just get it out of nowhere, is it too late? Like, if you guys forgot, you got two talented dudes, the Wyatt family, that people rather see than Stardust. Let's just be honest. I'm pretty sure none of us want to see Stardust, try to get a title shot. Stardust ain't out here, putting, selling merchandise and shit,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure those fucking masters are, like, selling like crazy.
Yeah, and there's something we forgot to mention. There was always reports that supposedly the New Nation feud or stable is not really done. So if they're not really done, why Kofi Kingston's getting jobbed by Bo Dallas? So
maybe they're not ready to bring it back on TV.
Oh, that's dumb.
You know how the WWE is. We're shooting shit right here on Mondays. How the WWE does dumb shit.
Well, we're going to be here all night.
Yep. Yep. And this was only the first hour of this damn show.
What to expect? What to expect?
But Bray Wyatt, Cena match ends up to be a 6-man match, and of course the Wyatts lose. Mark Henry and Big Show cheer on fucking Cena to give fucking the Wyatts like 3 fucking FUs. I honestly, from there, I just couldn't watch no more. I was getting ready for the show, but I'm very disappointed in the WWE for the dumb shit that they did. Tonight, with just, making John Cena look like, Super Cena again.
Yeah. Well, I got some great news for our listeners. If you got the WWE Network, then starting next week, they're going to have Nitro. First 100 hours of Nitro next week. So check that out.
And how much is that?
I think that's a year. It's the first 100 hours of Nitro.
No. How much does it cost?
Come on, $9.99 in the United States.
Thank you for clarifying.
Oh, hold on.
In Canada, I think it's what, $11.99.
Correct.
That's not catchy.
Okay. I have a question for Matt here. How are things with the network now? Because I remember last week you mentioned the VODs was all screwed up. So
same issue. No update.
Same issue. Damn. I think we had, like, when they started here in the United States, I think they had that issue for the first 2 weeks, I want to say. So hopefully they fix that up pretty soon and you can enjoy it like we're enjoying it. So
hopefully so.
Yeah. But I'm sure you'll be watching NXT TakeOver 2 pretty soon, about a month on the network. You will enjoy it. I'm pretty sure you will.
Kevin and Prince Devitt and Kenta? No, I wish.
Hey, you never know. You never know, man. You never know.
I tell you what, if they don't debut somebody new on TakeOver 2, that'll be a waste. Because they're not going to have enough live show till probably the end of the year.
If there's any news to come out of today, it's Kevin Steen also started at the Performance Center today.
Yep, he did. Kevin Steen did.
Yeah,
and
he's looking good.
Yeah,
he's been tweeting, pictures of him with Mr. Drake Younger. Him and Drake both are looking happy.
Yeah, and
PWG reunion.
Yes, and only that, Prince Devitt in not body paint, but his face is on makeup, so it looks like he will be using body paint whenever he debuts on NXT. So
I'm pretty sure he'll do it for pay-per-views and shit. I don't think we'll be doing I don't think they have pay-per-views gotta be the best thing for him to do it.
Yeah, definitely. Or one of those big NXT live shows. He has to do it on that too.
Yeah.
But back with the network real fast. And any of you Jeff Hardy fans that's listening, they're gonna have this little thing there. I think they had his DVD thing he had a few years back. They're gonna show them the network on Wednesday night. So, but that's all for your Jeff Hardy fans out there.
Yeah, that was a little weird. I didn't really, Jeff is
that's
so
maybe
kind
the that's maybe the one or two listeners out there, man. Just letting you know.
Yeah, and another thing, I think I know why they're doing it, because I'm hearing that Jeff Hardy's contract is gonna run out in TNA pretty soon, and they might not renew his contract. So that means either WWE is interested in bringing him in as a legend contract or a little part-time thing with RVD.
I'm gonna call it right now. I'm calling it right now. If Jeff Hardy comes back to WWE, he's gonna make his return at Money in the Bank.
If Jeff Hardy comes back to the WWE, I'm done. I'm sick and tired of him. Just saying.
You know what?
It's like everybody's talking about Kurt Angle and all these guys coming back to WWE. It's like, well, how about I'd rather see Kevin Steen and Kenta and Prince Devitt and Sami Zayn on the main roster.
I'm glad somebody agrees with me.
Now, Brock Lesnar is okay as a part-timer, but Brock Lesnar also hasn't done as much stupid shit as Angle and Jeff Hardy have done.
Hey, to be honest with you, if Kurt Angle does sign a contract with WWE, I just hope it's a legend one. Because, like I said, I'm not interested in seeing Kurt Angle on a week-to-week basis in the WWE. Same with Hogan. Even though Hogan came on 2 weeks in a row, I doubt he'll be on next week.
Hey,
and
let's have Kurt Angle
Hardy.
in a 2003 role and have him the SmackDown general manager.
You know what? I'm not even seeing him as a SmackDown general manager or even the NXT general manager. I just don't want to see that. It's just like we've seen that already. Why would it bring Kurt Angle back? It's like saying bring back Mick Foley as a GM. Fuck it.
Right here on WrestlingHeads Radio. Bang bang.
I just want to know, WWE is doing this Jeff Hardy special. When are they going to air the Willow special? That's what I want to know because, man, Willow, that was a great character right there.
Willow. And you know what? I think in that little feature, he's going to mention Willow. So there you go. And another thing, one more thing about Jeff Hardy, I just want to say, I believe his contract actually ends in January. So if he does return, I won't be surprised if he'd be like a surprise entry in the Royal Rumble.
Oh, good God.
Well, then I hope he returns at the Royal Rumble, and he's running down the aisle, and he's about to get to the ring, and then all of a sudden Brock Lesnar just takes him out, F5s him, and just leaves.
Can we see Kevin Steen give him like 4 package pile drivers instead?
And just leaves, like Kevin Steen's not even in the Rumble, and he just gives it to him and leaves.
Yeah, and before all that Brock Lesnar, Kevin Steen stuff happens, let's just give something that, maybe a lot of Jeff Hardy fans would just cheer about. Let him swanton Damien Sandow first before Brock and Kevin Steen destroy him.
Can we have a Damien Sandow impersonation of Jeff Hardy? Then we can have Brock and Kevin Steen destroy.
Oh, yeah, there you go. That's what I'm talking about.
That may rival CM Punk. That may rival Punk.
Yes. So let's have Sandow wear makeup. Remember how Jeff Hardy used to come out to like what is that shit, like some fucking nightclub thing, all glow in the dark makeup thing, start dancing around, and yeah, that's what Sandow should do.
Or even better, try to mock his old days, come up like Rude or something, and that'd be fantastic.
I can't believe we're talking this much about Jeff Hardy.
I agree.
Yeah, let's move on from Jeff Hardy, as Mike Adam Lee once said.
Yes. Or maybe we should go on commercial because I'm done talking about WWE and Raw now. So maybe Skits is too focused on his fantasy football.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. But we'll be right back. These messages.
This is the biggest man in professional wrestling, PPA, all day, Pretty Peter Avalon, and you're listening to Wrestling Heads Radio.
Four Corners Radio is the home for the best professional wrestling and independent wrestling. Discussions and coverage. Billy, Ant, Martin, and Sam bring you 3 of the best podcasts every week. The Four Corners, Raw Roundtable, the Indie Project, and the Saturday Freestyle. Along with the podcast, FourCornersWrestling.com is designed with all wrestling fans in mind. Feature articles, videos, the weekly shows, and much more. Four Corners and Wrestling Heads are teaming up to bring you wrestling's next revolution. Are you ready? I'll tell you what I'm ready for, and that's Thursday, ladies and gentlemen. Thursday, Wrestling Heads Radio, weekly wrestling podcast get together. The Bowler preview is going down.
It's going to be a real one, man.
Let them know what we have lined up.
Yeah, absolutely. I got a couple pre-tapes lined up already with Brian Cage and Drew Gulak. Hopefully going to line up a couple more guests for that show. And we're just going to line up our predictions, just talk about the entire card, talk about even the non-tournament matches. It's going to be a fantastic show. I definitely suggest checking it out.
Yeah, and just to let everybody know, it will not be on the Wrestling Heads Blog Talk. It will actually be on the Weekly Wrestling Podcast's Blog Talk channel. So make sure you follow them so you can get details on that, people.
Absolutely. That's blogtalkradio.com/weekly wrestling podcast. If these guys want to post another copy of it up here when it's done, feel free. But check it out when it's up because it's going to be a big one.
Definitely. Looking forward to it. Let's go ahead. I want to talk about Ring of Honor. It looks like they're trying to give more exclusive deals to their guys. And I believe a couple of guys already with Ring of Honor have exclusive deals, and that's Michael Hogan and Adam Cole.
Well, I don't blame them, to be honest with you, but the question is, like, how can he do it? Like, example, Roderick Strong, he's not an exclusive deal, but he still does work with Ring of Honor. So, are they interested in bringing him an exclusive deal? And if so, what can they do to make him stop appearing at Evolve, FIP, and all those other type of shows, you know? So, I don't know.
I can kind of shed some light to this because talking to Adam Cole a couple of weeks ago, I actually kind of talked about this. So basically, it's more Ring of Honor wanting them to be there for them whenever they need them, whether it be for a promotional appearance, promos, the actual shows themselves even. Ring of Honor wants them first priority for them, so that's the reason why they're trying to lock up these deals.
All right. Another person, there's a lot of people in their roster that's not fully contracted, like an AJ Styles. I don't know if Bad Influence are contracted with them. I'm sure the Young Bucks are not as well. So, but they,
you know what guys who I think they're like really trying to lock up is like their main dudes, like of course Adam Cole, Michael Elgin, maybe Mike Bennett, maybe Red Dragons. You know, guys like that. I don't think they're trying to like take the whole roster.
Well, they just locked up Red Dragon actually, if you guys remember.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now that you say that, it just came back to me.
Yeah.
I feel a little bit bad on the Ring of Honor topic still for Raymond Rowe just signing the Ring of Honor contract and that terrible injury he has. It's going to be so bad.
Yeah, but at the same time, I feel like when he really comes back, War Machine will be back in full force. I'm not going to say his injury is going to hurt the tag team, but
maybe even honestly, it was at the best time because right now I don't think anybody is going to beat Red Dragon, and say 6 months or so time, it's going to be that time if it hasn't been already, and that's the time you give War Machine the push to go. I mean,
no wonder we had Bobby Fish on. He was like, "Hey, we'll be champions during WrestleMania weekend." So.
Those guys, man, yeah, they're cocky as hell, that's for sure.
Yep,
hey, they once said they were going to buy TNA, so you never know.
Yeah.
Did they buy TNA? That'd be the best thing ever.
You know what? We're actually going to see both of them this weekend at PWG, right, Skits?
Hey, it's always good seeing Kyle, but meeting Bobby Fish for the first time, it's going to be cool. And maybe hopefully we can get photos with both of them. Hopefully have some Red Dragon tees. Because I definitely need one of those.
They never bring them to indie shows. They're terrible for that. I warn you in advance.
Kyle has some.
Coming from up there in Canada, who've probably seen him a lot of times, and over here in the West Coast, we don't see Bobby Fish. I'm like, this is the first time I'm going to see Bobby Fish. I see Kyle plenty of times, but yeah, coming from Matt, now we're learning something here.
Bobby's hilarious, though. You guys will love him.
Yeah, it's definitely good. But yeah, this whole exclusive deals, I don't see them messing with AJ Styles. You know, they're gonna let AJ do AJ. You know, so certain guys.
Another thing to throw out there on the side note, because it was exclusively announced on our show last night. Monster Mafia also confirmed for the All-Star Extravaganza show. That's pretty big news.
That is dope.
See, I'm hoping one day they do sign right there. That's a team right there.
I think they're close.
I think it's just a matter of the pen being put to paper at this point.
You see, if they sign Ring of Honor, I kind of believe they'll be closer to get a shot at PWG. So hopefully they do sign in, and probably one of these days we'll see him in PWG. Even though next month skits we're gonna see him in IWL against the Bucks. You know, I like to see these guys in PWG.
Yeah, and they deserve it.
Yeah.
I vouch, and I will say it once again on this show. If they make their debut at DDT4, you will see me at DDT4.
See, it's going to be a Canadian invasion, I'm telling you.
It's going down.
Yeah, going down.
Let's take a call in a minute. Give me a second caller. We'll put you on in 1 second. So let me take this draft pick and Earl Thomas and yeah. Okay.
Oh, Thomas.
C callers, what Skits does to you? They're more important. What the hell?
Well, this person right here is actually a WH radio guy, Mr. Kraft.
Yo.
What up, Crafters?
I thought you were JTG in a second. In a quick second.
Yeah. Well, I see him advertised like crazy, so I'm like, he's trying to make his what is it? He's trying to make his cheese any way he can. So I didn't get a chance to see anything tonight, but I'm just gonna be going around for the ride, basically.
Basically, we're shooting shit right now. We're just shooting shit and just talking about stuff that's been going on. So you can just chime in.
Yeah, and I got good news for you, Bruce. I know you have the network. Nitro will be on the network next week.
Are we starting from the very beginning?
Well, yeah, but they're going to show the first 100 hours of Nitro. So that's basically, what, a year?
The first 100 hours of Nitro will be it'll be the first 50 weeks, because the first year was 2-hour shows before they jumped into the 3-hour format. So you're looking at close to a year of the 2-hour format the first year.
Yeah, so basically you'll see the Scott Hall debut, the Kevin Nash debut. I want to no, actually not. Sting was not turning to the Crow. I don't know. I gotta remember. I gotta look up. But you will see the beginnings of the NWO and all that stuff. So when
does that happen when they went to Monday Night Raw in the first year? I thought that happened at the beginning of the second year.
Well, that's '96. See, look, Nitro debuted September of 1995. So then an NWO debut in the summer. So you're basically nearly to the end where the NWO.
Oh, gotcha. Gotcha.
So the 100 hours nearly ends with the Nitro. I'm saying it's going to end probably when Hogan won the title from the Giant, now known as the Big Show. So yeah, there's going to be some interesting stuff.
What I hope happens now, I wish we can recreate Monday Night Wars by watching the show, and let me give you an example.
I think Monday Night Wars is coming Friday. If it's not this Friday, is next Friday?
No, actually, it happened the debut show actually happened last Friday, and it's on VOD in the network right now. So
but I'm not actually talking like the actual made program of Monday Night Wars. I'm saying imagine creating your own at home, such as January 2nd, there was Monday Night Raw, and then January 2nd you also had Nitro. I wish we could watch Nitro and Raw, so once you're done watching one, you go watch the other on the network. So you could follow each one, by the date, kind of like so you could recreate your own Monday Nitro at home, just like we did when we were watching it 15 years ago. That's what I wish we could do now. That's like to get that love of wrestling back, because you know how we would flip back and forth in segments. Now we just flip back and forth after we're watching a show. And I know they haven't put up the Raws from 98 or 99 yet. I'm just saying I wish they would, so that way, you could feel like you could get that nostalgia that you had from watching two shows at once. That's all.
You know what's funny? You mentioned about Raw. They're actually, next week, they're going to have a new feature called Attitude Week. So I'm guessing they're going to have some Attitude Era features on the network next week. Yeah, they're probably going to have more Raws from the Attitude Era. So
one thing I can say about the network, that they are adding shit, which is good. I'm hoping they do play the episode where I was at. It's funny, they did the show at the Anaheim, whatever, the Honda Center today in Anaheim. So if they play the show, which I was in that same building in 1998, that would be cool. That's when the
the night after Fully Loaded when Austin and Undertaker were the tag team champs and they had to defend the title in a rematch against New Age Outlaws. I'm down for that.
There you go.
Yep. Definitely, man.
And I also want to say I believe that was the first appearance of the Smoking Skull belt what Austin used to carry. So, yeah. So hopefully they do play the episode next week so I could watch that episode because I really enjoyed it live. And I was like 13 years old.
I had some good memories at the Pond, too. I was at WrestleMania 2000. So when the Dudleys pull off a 3D,
well, you could watch that on the network right now.
I'm saying, yeah, you could see me on WrestleMania 2000. I'm the one holding the big ass.
WWE is
going
to think people are gonna think WWE is paying us to say all this network stuff. Just saying, guys.
Yeah. Hey, for $9.98, and guys, for $9.99, you could see me at SummerSlam. So after the Hulk Hogan segment, you could see me right there in the crowd.
For $9.99, you can also see me way up there in the nosebleeds at Unforgiven 2006.
And then for $9.99, you could watch me
Hey.
holding up a massive 3D sign in blood at WrestleMania 2000 at the Pond.
For $9.99, we can move on and start talking about the fucking network.
Hold on, for $9.99, I want to see Tom. Where were you in WWE event? Come on, Tom.
First WWE event I ever went to was Royal Rumble 2000. That was my first event. I was 7 years old. You can't see me, but that was a great event to go to. Of course, I'm 7 years old and I'm seeing Triple H and Cactus Jack beat the ever-loving hell out of each other. But I don't know what's going on. I'm
making me
loving
feel old over here, dude.
Yep, that was good. That was a good feud back in the day.
Yeah.
Tom, I see what you did there. That was pretty good.
But for $9.99, you can relive Cactus Jack versus Triple H on the WWE Network.
Jesus Christ.
All right.
Yeah.
But let's go ahead and move on.
Are you sure you don't want to talk about the network anymore?
I want to go ahead and mention
how much it costs, $9.99.
I'm going to mention this one more time. Thursday, ladies and gentlemen, WH Radio and WWP PWG Bola preview show on Thursday on the Weekly Wrestling Podcast show. So make sure you tune into that. What else we got going? That's been going on. Just want to throw out and let everybody know. You might want to watch the latest video that Paul Heyman accepting the Ice Bucket Challenge and who he challenged. Just look into that and you'll thank me later. Fuck, this is like I'm gonna tell you straight up. There's really nothing going on to really talk about.
The only thing really going on. Oh, keep going.
Well, I was gonna say, I don't remember last week. Did we ever mention about the whole Sullivan Crow thing? Because
how we trended.
He
got trending twice in one day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to say did he do the Ice Bucket Challenge? That's why he was trending?
No, I think he finally got news of when he was going to debut. And I think that's why everyone was happy. And then he had all of his friends and stuff because they actually gave him personally a date when he was going to debut. So he was saying, okay, now's the time to create a frenzy for my upcoming appearance.
Okay.
Whenever that is.
When is that date supposedly that he's going to debut?
He didn't post it up yet. I can try hitting him up on Voxer, but he hasn't talked to me in like a year, so I doubt he'll tell me.
He won't tell you anything.
Yeah,
hey,
I don't think he's gonna
can he just debut already? Like, we've been waiting a year for this. Like,
maybe Takeover. Maybe in Takeover he will debut.
Yeah, he was one of the longest ones. Him and Sean Richter before Richter got let go. Did you guys ever talk about that?
Yeah, Richter. Yeah, and it's funny. And it's a trip how he got released. I heard that he was trying to sneak his way into the main roster already. Like he was hitting up Cena and all those guys. Give him a good word so they can hurry him up and put him in the main roster. Because I don't think he wasn't in developmental. You know what? Another thing
he was
kind of noticed. Yeah. But you know what? I kind of noticed that watching that Shield documentary, how Seth Rollins and all those guys were frustrated because they're stuck in developmental. I want to know how guys like Sami Zayn and Adrian Neville, like how they feel going on right now. Do they get that frustration that they're in developmental and not in the main roster? So
I mean, the way that most people in NXT have been treated on the main roster, I'm sure they're not too upset.
Yeah, because there's
if you're on NXT TV, that means something's going good with you. So
yeah,
and I don't even want to even think about getting those guys on the main roster, and then there's a possibility that they're jobbing out. After they'll push them for a month, and then they'll job them out for a year, and it's like that's something I don't want to see. So
I kind of want to see like somebody named. I want to see someone like what's his name? What's his fucking name? The fucking hippie fucker. I forgot his name for some reason.
CJ Parker.
Okay, CJ Parker. Yeah. Why not put him in the main roster? Gets buried, then get released? Because I'm not a fan of that guy at all. So
I mean, they could just release him.
Not a lot of people are. That's funny. Not a lot of people really care about C.J. Parker. And it's like he's really taking up space and money that could go to like a better worker that probably has a better name.
Yeah, you see, this whole
same thing with Mojo Rawley. Please get Mojo and Bull Dempsey. Please get Bull Dempsey, C.J. Parker, and Mojo Rawley off NXT, bring in some new guys, and I'll be happy.
You see, I dig CJ. I'm pretty sure by 2015 he'll be released because they're trying to find something with him. They thought, okay, yes, he's a little hippie guy. Let's try a hippie. Let's try to make him like a do love type guy. Didn't work as a babyface. Then he tried to make us a heel. Now they're trying to do this stupid thing where he feels like the world is ending. We're polluting the earth. That like some hippies do believe in, so they try to do that. That's what they're doing right now with them, and it's not working. So I agree with Bruce. It's just a waste of space.
Yeah, you know what? That money that they give him could go to someone else who has a bigger name that they maybe want to lowball an offer, and I'll throw it out there, AJ Styles. The money that Raleigh makes.
No.
AJ,
so they can offer.
If he goes WWE, I don't see him going, bro. Let's just stop it.
I know. I'm just saying the money that they could offer AJ by lowballing him what Mojo Rawley makes. If it's the same amount of money, who would you rather watch, Mojo or AJ? Honestly, I'd rather watch AJ. Not to that. That just goes to show you how much people actually care about Mojo Rawley. I mean, they've been trying so hard to force feed him on NXT to, for us to get hyped up on him because this is Mr. Hype, but it just ain't clicking. It's just not working. So either repackage him or give the money that they're so hard up on to someone else. Bring someone else in from the Indies who deserves it.
Or how about
I wouldn't want to see AJ Styles in the WWE after what AJ Styles has been doing in New Japan. I want him to stay in New Japan.
Exactly. And how about they just take the easy route, get rid of the bums, and bring in guys like Kenta, Kevin Steen, Devitt.
Yep.
Or, here's a better idea. They've been having all these budget problems, and, they've been releasing guys on the main roster. They've been releasing WWE employees in Stanford. How about getting rid of some of those NXT guys and giving that money to keep some of your office employees and keeping your main roster guys happy?
I hope that doesn't include Sami Callihan. I mean, maybe that's a reason why they haven't made him debut earlier. I just hope he's not one of the ones that they may end up cutting because for whatever reason they didn't feel like he was advancing fast enough.
This long if they didn't, see something in him. Because,
the same could be said for Sean Richter, too, and they end up letting him go because of some email fuck-up.
I really wasn't a Sean Richter fan, let's just be honest.
Yeah, but not everyone is like you, Skits. I mean, a lot of people like me, I like the idea that they were pushing him as, like, this is the last guy who Percy Pringle, or better known as, Paul Bearer, said that he loved, and it was the last wrestler that he was managing. That's kind of big to put.
He never got
on
TV, though. Never got on NXT.
Oh, on the online promos that you could see him on YouTube where they're developing his character, that's what he was talking about. Like, I was the last guy that Percy Pringle was managing. He actually told me the day of his death, I love you. Now, to put that on WWE TV would be huge, and if they want to incorporate that to his character, fine. Why spend all that time to just end up letting him go? What, over an email? Come on. But maybe they just weren't happy with either his work ethic or attitude or something else. So I'm just saying, I hope it doesn't happen to other guys that we like who haven't showed up on TV yet. That's all.
Yeah.
I just like to think that they don't know what to do with his character because they've been tweaking it, and then maybe hopefully they found something for him to do. That's just me doing wishful thinking.
Yes, Solomon Crow debuts and he fucks up Mojo Riley. And go back to Bull Dempsey, he ain't gonna get released. So let's be honest, I'm afraid they're gonna push this guy for a title run. It seems like they like this guy a lot. So
why?
Damn, that was a bad pick.
I just don't. It seems like they're just hyping this guy a lot. Look at Mojo Riley's a good first fit for him, and he's gonna destroy Mojo Riley. And I'm hoping he's not the guy that beats Adrian Nemble for that title. That's what I'm hoping. He's
Hell
not that
no.
Guy. So they're
you know what?
That's
who I would let go.
NXT.
I'm with you. I would let go. I hate to say it, Bull, Mojo, and CJ. There's just nothing behind them.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with the first two. I can see the first two happening. You know, another name they might release, and is a guy I really like, is Corey Graves. I really like this guy a lot, but the guy's
Corey Graves is hurt, bro. He's done.
He's injury prone. I know. I like him.
No,
he's injury prone.
He's done. He had to retire.
Yeah, as a wrestler, they're trying to turn him into a commentator.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Or
so
I think they might give him like a backstage position.
Yeah, because majority of the injuries happened while he was there working with him.
Yeah, so it's it sucks what happened to Corey Graves, but as long as I wasn't a big fan of him, but he's just hanging out, chilling backstage, doing whatever, then it's fine.
Yeah. Let's see what happens. We'll see what happens.
And
you know what's funny?
If it wasn't for NXT, I would not be excited for WWE. NXT is really the only thing that's keeping me fully excited about WWE.
A lot of people agree with you. I'm one of them also.
And it's just like, with all these new signings, it just makes it even more exciting. Even if, obviously they did sign them, but even if, hypothetically, they didn't sign Steen, Kenta, and Devitt, I would still be excited for NXT because they still have Sami Zayn, Adrian Neville, Charlotte's been doing good. Now they have Becky Lynch. They have Enzo and Big Cass. That's a good tag team. The Vaudevillains is also another good tag team. They have so many good guys down there, and they're in feuds with each other, and they're putting on good matches. And even when there's an NXT taping that isn't that good, a bad NXT taping is much better than a bad Raw because NXT is only an hour. Raw's 3 hours.
True.
But moving on from all that.
I wish they would hype more NXT on TV to promote more viewers.
They do.
It's like they don't want to. That's why I feel like there's hostility between Vince and Triple H, because that's Triple H's baby, and he probably wants to promote the hell out of TakeOver 2 that's coming up in a little bit.
True.
Yeah, what? I kind of see when it gets closer to TakeOver 2, they're gonna hype it up. They're gonna mention on Raw like what they did in the last TakeOver. They did mention a lot about it in Raw, and it's funny. I think you guys keep mentioning about NXT, keep promoting NXT. You know what? The show that me and Skids did, we were talking about the WWE 2K15 game, and there's all this space or wrestlers coming in, and we all thought DLC, but you know what? We always forgot to mention there's possibly NXT talent could be in that video game. So if you guys don't think they're promoting NXT, well, they're gonna put some talent in the video game.
Let's hope. Because I know me and it's funny the part that you said about that, because me and Matt were talking about it, and I don't know that we don't know. It's a possible thing that they might not even put no guys from NXT on the game.
I could see him doing a DLC.
It might be DLC. Yeah.
Yeah, because look, if you think about it, how many got announced? Like, how much got announced? Like 53 stars, right? Or 52? Right. And supposedly total will be 93. It wouldn't be surprising like 10 guys from NXT comes in the video game, like Sami Zayn, Adrian Neville, Tyler Breeze. Fuck it, you can even add Charlotte and Bayley in there. Fuck it. So it wouldn't surprise you like at least 10 to be in them. And
then add the NXT arena.
I mean, the
full sale.
See, the thing about the arena, that's just always been on the game. There's nothing new about that.
Yeah.
The full sale's always been on there?
Yeah, it's been on there. It's on the live game.
Hey, I think the last time fucking Bruce played a video game is when it was on Super Nintendo.
No. It was 2 years ago. But
I
No
haven't
Mercy
played a
was my
WWE
favorite
game in a long time, but I may actually pick up 2K15 because it actually is looking
just
pretty
throwing
good.
it out there.
I think
I'm just gonna throw it out there right now, live on air. Possibility, we might be starting a league, or Matt might be starting a league on Xbox One. Let's throw it out there for any listeners. Contact Matt.
Yeah, if you guys are interested.
How do we contact Matt?
Xbox, Twitter, whatever.
What's your call sign or your screen name?
Generico's Orphan.
What? What?
That is the best name ever.
Okay. Oh, wait. Is it just spelled Orphan regularly?
Yep.
Is there a space between Generico's and Orphan?
No.
Wow.
He's not lying either.
That is the best Xbox name I've heard.
I thought it was
you should
pretty
seriously
great
take a picture of that and then tweet that to Sami Zayn and see what he says, or if he retweets that.
I think I did once, and I think he no-sold it.
Wow, really? That sucks.
Just like he no-sold the time when I met him.
Yeah. And I even warned you that night, too, when we met him. I told him, dude, he's acting dumb, because I remember back in the BWG shows, I used to talk to him in Spanish, and when I talked to Sami Zayn in Spanish, he acted like he didn't know what I was talking about. Like, okay, I know where this is going.
Which is strange, because he's supposed to play a character that knows multiple languages.
Yeah.
Well, isn't Generico supposed to be like, he's very broken in both languages? Like, he doesn't know a lot of Spanish, and he's very broken in English.
Yeah.
I think he's supposed to be
the whole
fluent
thing? Like, he doesn't speak Spanish. He just uses, like, regular terms. He'd be like, oh, see,
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah, and one more thing, Tom, about the video game. If you pre-order it, you can unlock Sting. So there you go.
Both of them.
Both Stings, Crow version and the Surfer version. So there you go. You can start Scorpion deathlocking people.
And then you could put him in a match with Bray Wyatt, because Sting said over the weekend that he wants to work with Bray Wyatt. Whether or not that actually happens, I don't.
Where you got this from? Where you got this from? Because I'm hearing Triple H if it's not Undertaker.
Wait, say what?
Here we go.
Because I'm hearing you said Triple H, not Undertaker. If Undertaker can't go, I'm hearing
Triple H. Here we go with the dirt sheet.
Here we go.
You know what?
Guys?
WrestleMania 31. It's got to be Sting versus Keith Slater. There you go.
I'll get out of here. and it's funny, Skip says dirt sheet. Sting said it out of his mouth, so he said work with Triple H.
Or he said he wants to work with The Undertaker, but if he can't work with The Undertaker, he said Triple H or John Cena. There you go.
I don't know about John Cena.
Really?
John Cena.
Would you really put Triple H up in that echelon? I think he's just saying that to kiss his ass.
I mean, whether we all like to admit it or not, Triple H is a legend in the business. I don't really like to admit it. You know, he's never been a top guy, but he's a legend.
He was a top guy who worked with other top guys, and that's the only reason why he's a top guy.
Yeah, and that's the thing, you know. But he's still a legend in his own mind, and probably a lot of wrestling fans' mind. And he's, he's becoming one of the most influential people. You know,
that's
what?
I
because
think
he
I
married
mentioned
the
last week.
boss's daughter.
You know what? I think I mentioned this last week. That if Steen cannot work with Undertaker, then Triple H would have been a perfect guy because
Steen ain't wrestling. I don't think he's gonna wrestle again. I don't know why people are still talking about Sting wrestling. I don't see him wrestling.
He can wrestle one more time, just one more time, and I believe it. One more time, that's it.
Who really wants to see Sting wrestle again?
You know what?
I wouldn't mind one more Sting match if I knew he was going to be in good shape, and they showed him with a singlet on, and he looks much better than he did with TNA. You know, he probably.
You know what? Yeah, you're right.
Anymore
you're right.
In TNA.
He's not wearing that shirt no more. I mean, he did wear that singlet in promos and stuff, so he's probably having more time to get shape.
Yeah, and he probably didn't even care about TNA anymore, and I can't blame the guy. Look at AJ Styles. AJ Styles, toward the end of his run, he didn't have good matches, and then he goes to Japan, and he's putting on 5-star matches. So advice to people in TNA, get out before the ship sinks for good.
Well, I don't know if this sink was shit because I'm hearing they got an offer from a new network. So
Discovery, one of their HD channels.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they have it for next year, but the bad thing is that the Discovery offer is either like a third or a quarter of what Spike currently gives them. So they have distribution offers coming in. They're just not getting the right price that they're asking for.
Hold on.
And then that means they're probably going to have to cut people.
Yep.
Yeah, that's why you're probably hearing that Velvet Sky's leaving and Jeff Hardy's leaving, Kurt Angle's leaving, so... And they couldn't re-sign Bully Ray.
Fuck off for good.
Velvet Sky can go suck a dick.
She's probably doing that right now anyways.
I have lost. I never really liked Velvet Sky, but after her comments toward Candice LeRae, I've lost any little shred of respect I had for her.
Don't forget Veda Scott.
Standing over her saying, "Do you know who I am?"
I said Veda Scott. Veda Scott.
See, my question to you, Bruce, okay, this channel, this HD channel, is this something like all can see? Because I have DirecTV, so will it be shown there?
It's not available for every market. I think it's only like 80 million homes or 60 million homes get it. And even then, it's only an HD channel. So if you have standard def TV and you don't have the HD package, you're not getting it. So that also limits your exposure. I would not take that because you just killed off maybe 60%, 50% of your market by not having a standard definition channel available to your clientele. That's way bad. You don't want to do anything to limit your market in any way, shape, or form. And if they're eliminating half because it's an HD only channel, that's not a good move. So I hope they don't take it.
Yeah.
It just seems like they seem like they're dying, but they inject something they can live for another year if they take that deal. That's what it looks like to me.
Technically, they could. I mean, you're right. Technically, they could. And if they take, you know what else? If they take that in conjunction with that African deal that they had for international airing or international distribution of their show. That might help keep them afloat because they would have Discovery do U.S. play and they would have African play. So okay, you got 2 continents covered. That's something. So I can see him staying afloat, but at how much of TNA is going to be left? Is it going to be like a shell of TNA? That's a good possibility.
Yep. We'll see what happens. I mean, like I said, it's not really helping them for the U.S. part of it. Might as well they just should go internationally. Fuck it. They attend well internationally, and when they come out here, I mean, when they do shows here now and in the States, there's some shows you see it's almost empty, pretty much. So, hey, hell, I was in Battle for Glory, and it was fucking terrible. I'll tell you that. You can ask Skid. He was there, too, so. I don't know what to say. So.
You know what, I would do kind of like similar to what, and I hate to say it, but I don't know if you guys read up on it, but similar to what Jarrett is doing. Jarrett's creating little small partnerships here and there with AAA, and now with just this past weekend, New Japan Pro Wrestling. Did you guys hear what happened?
Well, it's been around. They've been having a deal with New Japan, and if you're talking about something that happened this past weekend, don't say the Bullet Club thing, because that's old already. Where
Jeff Jarrett's part of the Bullet Club?
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, well,
it's like 3 weeks
now,
old.
What? Say it again?
I said it's like 3 to 4 weeks old.
Okay, so you have Global Force partnering, you have their CEO, whatever, becoming a prominent part of like a major stable or storyline, whatever you want to call it. At least Global Force, even before they've even opened on the first day, is creating the right partnerships with promotions all across the world. I don't see Global Force having a problem with talent because of the fact that they're creating partnerships all over. I don't see TNA doing that as much as Jeff, and I feel like they kind of need to, more so than what they've been doing before. They've been doing a good job of putting on stellar matches as of late, and that's cool, and I hope they keep it up. But that should have been something that should have been a constant instead of like something that happened maybe once a month. And I loved some of the matches that I saw. I just wish it happened on a more consistent basis. And while it is now, it may be too late. I hope it's not. But I hope TNA would create more partnerships. And
it's not going to happen.
They killed all that shit. They're kind of doing that right now, Bruce. They're doing it with the Great Muda's promotion, Wrestle One. That's why
you're right.
Sonata right there. So
you're right, but out of necessity and at the last minute, this is something that should have been going on from the get-go, and I think Jeff Jarrett realizes that. And I'm just saying, imagine how much stronger a lot of TNAs. A TNA could be seen as a hybrid where it could be a mainstream, like one of the top two, plus it could be also seen as a partly independent when you have a lot of independent stars coming. So they did that like to a small degree, but not like interpromotional exchanges. They did a few, but it wasn't really highlighted. It wasn't really talked about. But Global Force has no problem boasting about it, talking about it, putting press releases out about it. Exactly what you should do, because then you get more international hunger for that promotion. So something tells me when Global Force comes up, they're going to have more international appeal than TNA.
You know what? I was going to say whenever Global Force actually comes out, because right now it's just the name of a promotion, and we know that they work with some promotions. So I don't know. I really don't know what to say about this whole Global Force right now. Seems like it's just Jeff Jarrett on their roster, and he's basically working with AAA and New Japan. But I don't know. We'll see what happens with that.
Yeah. Before we end the show, I know Thursday we have the PWG BOLA preview coming up with Weekly Wrestling Podcast, but I think we are just getting started. I'd like to talk about it for the second biggest tournament coming up next month. That is Chikara King of Trios. Always, it is a great tournament. If you don't like it, have to go back and watch the older ones. It's September 19th, 2021, and I just wanted to mention this name because you guys are going to laugh because of how ridiculous
I know you're talking about former WWE superstars, the Spirit Squad.
Yep, Spirit Squad were the first team announced for the King of Trios. It's going to be Kenny, Mikey, and Johnny going up. They also have the Spectral Envoy were announced. Team United Kingdom with there's 3 unknowns in there, but hopefully making a splash on the Colony. But Spirit Squad getting back together in Chikara. That is going to be hilarious.
They're missing
that crowd is going to shit all over them.
Kenny Dykstra leading the charge.
Shit.
That's what they'll be covered in.
That was one of the biggest heel groups ever.
Dude, Dude, I was at that show when the Spirit Squad looked like they're starting to break up, and my God, that crowd in the Staples Center was going crazy, like happy crazy, like thank God, get these fucks out of here, like that kind of reaction, because you can see Kenny and the other guys pushing each other and all that shit while they're heading back to the backstage area, and they were like, holy shit, that the crowd was all happy. And I know they're not cheering for Crime Time's debut. They were happy with the Spirit Squad. Looked like they're about to break up. So they were fucking annoying as fuck.
And then we get Dolph Ziggler out of that group. Who would have known?
Yeah, and Dolph Ziggler is doing better things, and everybody thought Kenny Dykstra will have the best career. And look where he at now.
I want to say, correct me if I'm wrong, Mike Mondo.
Yeah.
He was part of the group too, right?
You're thinking of Varsity Squad.
Varsity Squad. What is Varsity Squad?
Mike Mondo?
Am I tripping?
No,
Mondo.
I believe he was a part of the Spirit Squad. He was Mikey.
Yeah, he actually used to work with Ring of Honor, so he did a little something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm thinking of Mondo McMichael. Never mind. My bad.
I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Hey,
gentlemen.
I look like Bruce is ready for those Nitro episodes on the net.
I'm ready to go. I'm
You're
ready to go, I tell you.
Horsemen. You're ready for the Cruiserweight division. You're ready for Monday Night
Hoovy
Jericho.
Give me Hoovy Juice.
Hoovy Juice.
Bruce and fucking Oscar get so excited when they hear the word WCW. You WCW marks.
Hey, hold on a second. Bruce, we got to get them LWO shirt, Latino World Order, motherfucker.
I want it. I want it. Yes, I'm totally down for it.
If you can find a website, I will get an LWO shirt. Nah, fuck it, wearing a PWG. Fuck it.
Viva la raza. I will wear it with you, my brother. For sure.
You know what? I know there are people wearing Bullet Club shirts all over the place. You gotta get some LWO shit. You gotta find some. You gotta find some Latino people in PWG and they'll fucking wear it.
Or some old ass Monday Night Jericho shirts. Or Monday Night Jericho.
Yeah.
Definitely, gentlemen. We actually running towards the 6 minute mark. So then everybody know this Wednesday, ladies and gentlemen, I won't be on the show, but you got Oscar and Tom. They should be shooting the shit. I'll probably going over the Death Before Dishonor, the show there. So Monster Mafia was there. They went against the Decade. I can't wait till that shit is ready, so I can watch it. So looking forward to that. So they'll be talking about that. I'm pretty sure they'll be shooting the shit on some other stuff. That's in the independent world or whatnot. Also, some more matches got added at All-Star Extravaganza, Ring of Honor show. We might as well just talk about that right now. I mean, we can't really get into it. I could just announce it because it shows we're going to go off air in a minute. Jay Lethal and ACH rematch will be going at it in Toronto. And yes, I think Mr. Matt will be there live. No time limit match for the World Television title. You're there live, right, Matt?
Hell yeah.
Damn you.
It's crazy how we said the same word.
Adam Cole, AJ Styles, first time ever. Don't forget about that.
Oh, fuck you, bro.
Well, you know what? Hey, we're going to Bola. We're going to Bola this weekend. We might see AJ Styles going to Adam versus Adam Cole before Matt get to witness this.
I wish they lose their shit if that
it's
happened.
Funny, no one PWG don't do some shit like that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, I can see that.
Shit. Oh, shit. So we might see it before Matt does.
But, ladies and gentlemen, I am going to let you know once again, and I'm going to shoot the plug once again. Ladies and gentlemen, Thursday, WrestlingHeads Radio, weekly wrestling podcast, together. We will be live, same time, 11:30 East Coast time, 8:30 Pacific time, we'll be basically previewing Battle of Los Angeles 2014. We'll be going over each match, sharing our predictions or whatnot, and also we have 2 interviews. You want to tell the listeners about the 2 interviews that are already pre-taped, Matt?
Yeah, absolutely. The Effing Machine, Brian Cage, joins us. He talks about PWG, his time in TNA a little bit ago, and a lot more. And we have Drew Gulak joining us to talk about PWG, CZW, and a couple other things. So definitely tune into that on Thursday for our predictions, those interviews, and much more. I'm sure I'm going to plan something throughout the week that you guys won't want to miss.
That sounds awesome.
And I believe Bruce and Brian are like real good friends. So yeah.
Yeah, we talk like once a week at least.
I know Bruce is gonna enjoy that one. But again, ladies and gentlemen, you can find us at WrestlingHeads on Twitter, Facebook.com/WrestlingHeads. We are also on YouTube, YouTube.com/WrestlingHeads, and our website, WrestlingHeads. Make sure you check out all our social medias on that one. We are also on iTunes, WrestlingHeads. Follow me at WH Skits. I'm on Facebook, WH Skits. And yeah, so I'm looking forward to Thursday. You guys have a great show on Wednesday, but you guys shoot out your social media plugs.
All right, I guess I'll start off first. You can follow me at Sinister632 on Twitter, Instagram, Vine. I guess also you can say Google Plus too. You can find me on there as well. Check out WrestlingHeads.com. Don't forget about that. I'm gonna see when I could do my classic match of the week. This past weekend I was moving, and this next weekend I'm going to Bola, so we'll see whenever I get the time to do it. But it will happen again, trust me. And get ready to watch some Nitro next week because I'm ready. So let's go back in time. So get ready to feel the bang.
I can't believe you did that, Oscar.
Hey, it's like the diamond cutter. It comes out of nowhere, man.
Yep. You and me, WCW Marks 4 live. Anyways, all right. So follow me on Bruce Kraft Jr. Kraft spelled with a K. Take your pick: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn. What the hell else? Pinster. What else? Google Plus, YouTube. Take your pick.
Hey, Bruce. Don't forget, Master P was in WCW for a bit.
Wow. Oh, yeah, with the filthy animal?
Oh, my God. Those are the days. Dennis Rodman.
What the hell is going on?
Jay Leno. David Arquette. Don't forget.
Like I said, we're going more into the crap part of WCW. A lot of good parts. Anyway, you can follow me on Twitter @ToTweetMe. That's basically all the social media I use. Follow me. I'll make sure to give you a follow back. And Matt, you want to throw out your plugs?
Jesus Christ, you guys are killing me here. At Weekly W Podcast for the podcast, and myself, Matthew Grant, First Day is a 4. We just threw some stuff up on YouTube as well, so just search up Weekly Wrestling Podcast and you'll come across that.
Definitely, and also be sure to check out our boy ROH Code. He's also doing his thing. Be sure to follow him on Twitter, and also he does stuff on the Wrestling Heads website in the international section, and also the indie section too. So, yeah.
And that's too sweet.
A little too sweet. And into Wednesday, and I'm Skits, and that's the rest of the guys. Tom, fucking Bruce, fucking Oscar, and Matt.
What time is it? WH Radio.